Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the NHPC Q3FY22 Earnings Conference call hosted by Elara Securities Private Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Rupesh Sankhe from Elara Securities Private Limited. Thank you and over to you.
Good afternoon everyone. On behalf of Elara Securities, we welcome you all for the Q3 FY22 conference call of NHPC. I take this opportunity to welcome the management of NHPC represented by Mr. A.K. Singh, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Y.K. Choubey, Director Technical, Mr. R.P. Goyal, Director Finance, Mr. B. Basu, Director Projects, and the other team members. We will begin the call with a brief overview by the management, followed by Q&A session. I will now hand over the call to Mr. A.K. Singh for his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, friends. The NHPC board has adopted 9 monthly financial results for the period ended 31st December 21 in its meeting held on 11 February 22. And the same has already been communicated to exchanges. By now, I hope you all would have got chance to go through the quarterly and 9 monthly set of numbers. First, I will just touch upon major highlights and then detailed analysis of the results shall be discussed by our Director of Finance, Sri Goyal. Brief highlights of the financial results and important updates of the company are as under. During 9 months FY22, our power stations have achieved generation of 21,160 million units, which is 21,262 million units generated in corresponding period of the previous year, which is almost flat. Our PF for 9 months FY22 stands at 91.40% against the corresponding period PF 88.59%, which is about 3% higher. During 9 months FY22, company has earned revenue from operation of rupees 6,848 crore as against rupees 7,165 crore in the corresponding previous period. During 9 months FY22, company has earned PAT of rupees 2978 crore, which is rupees 2829 crore of corresponding period, which is up by rupees 149 crore, that is 5% approximate. On physical front, we have been sharing the active construction work at Subhasi Lower project site is going on full swing. During my recent visit to project from 5th to 7th February 2022, I observed that some remarkable progress has been achieved and the project team is putting great effort. I am very much satisfied with the pace of work and I am very hopeful that we can commission 2 units by August 2022. The full commissioning of the project is expected by August 2023. In respect of Party 2 project, approximately 900 meter tunnel excavation work is remaining and we are in touching distance of completing the beleaguered component of the project. The HRT excavation from the DBM phase has suffered since July 21 due to heavy ingress of water. So we had to detour the tunnel and once again we encountered heavy water which flooded the tunnel. The project has made a lot of efforts for dewatering the tunnel as well as starting work at phase. And I inspected the site during the visit of the project on 20th and 21st January 2022. Finally, we are going ahead from the DBM phase. We are trying our best to complete the remaining tunneling works to complete the project by March 2023. As already shared that the Unit 1 and Unit 2 of Party 2 project were got resynchronized on 28th and 29th April 20 respectively. Further, Unit 3 and 4 of the Party 2 project were also resynchronized with the grid on 6th and 7th July 20 respectively. In respect of Dibang multi-purpose project, 2880 megawatt PIB memo at May 21 price level has been circulated by the Ministry of Power on 18 January 22. Forest clearance stage 2 approval has already been granted and investment approval towards pre-investment activities for rupees 1600 crore has been obtained. The issue of land compensation of the project has now been resolved and rupees 860 crore has been paid for the land acquisition. Nil comment has already been received from the CWC and Ministry of MOJS. The estimated cost of the project is rupees 32,983 crores and estimated levelized tariff is rupees 4.6 per unit. As we have already shared that NHPC had acquired Jal Power Corporation Rangit project 120 megawatt in Sikkim through NCLT route. The Government of India on 30th March 21 accorded investment approval for acquisition of the JPCL. Letter of award has been issued in respect of the balance hydromechanical works, balance civil works and balance E&M works, except one package of E&M works, which is under tendering stage. The balance work of the project will be completed in a period of 38 months, that is May 24. The estimated cost of the project is 938.29 crore. The estimated levelized tariff is rupees 4.37 per unit. Civil work has already been started at site. Important milestone of river diversion was also completed on 7th November 2021 with the scheduled time. In respect of Ratle hydroelectric project 850 megawatt, an MOU was signed on 3rd February 19 for implementation through a JV between NHPC and JKSPDC Ministry of Power. Conveyed the government investment sanction for implementation of the project an amount of rupees 5282 crore. The levelized tariff of the project is 3.92 per unit. The project is being developed by Ratle Hydroelectric Power Corporation Limited, a joint venture of NHPC and JKSPDC, in which NHPC holds 51% share. The contract of turnkey execution of the project has been awarded to Messrs. Megha Engineering and Infrastructure Limited on 18 January 22. Some of the largest hydroelectric projects in Siang and Subansiri Basin have been allotted to NHPC by Ministry of Power on 22nd December 21. The projects in Subansiri Basin, that is 22,000 megawatt Subansiri Upper and 1800 megawatt Subansiri Middle, shall be developed by NHPC on a standalone basis, while 10,000 megawatt Upper Siang and 2,700 megawatt Siang Lower in Siang Basin are to be developed on JV mode. Apart from above, NHPC working on 3 new projects in J&K, mainly Savla Court 1856 megawatt, Uri 1 stage 2 240 megawatt, Dulhasti stage 2 260 megawatt, and the Dugar project 500 megawatt in Himachal Pradesh. In respect of Savla Court hydroelectric project, agreement for handing over, taking over has been signed between NHPC and JKSPDC on 11th December 21, and NHPC has taken over the project. Revised draft PIB note seeking recommendation of the Public Investment Board for the pre-investment activities amounting to rupees 973 crore has been submitted to Ministry of Power on 19th January 22, and the process for obtaining forest clearance has been initiated. Dugar Uri 1 stage 2 and Dulhasti stage 2 are under DPR stage. Dugar project has received 21 out of total 23 clearances and is expected to be granted TEC shortly. Tender for the EPC contract for the Dugar project has already been invited, and we shall be ready for award once we get the requisite PIB CCA clearance for the implementation of the project. All 9 pre-DPR chapters of Uri stage 1, stage 2 have been submitted, out of which clearances in respect of 3 chapters have been received, and EIA EMP studies for the environment clearance is in progress. Further process of obtaining forest clearance has been initiated. In respect of Dulhasti stage 2 project clearance of 4 out of 6 number preliminary chapters have been received, and EIA EMP studies for environment clearance is in progress. No forest clearance is required and NOC has been obtained from the Forest Department. Further defense clearance has been accorded by the Ministry of Defense on 3rd January 22. Presently, NHPC through its subsidiary CBPPL executing the project, namely Pakkaldul HE project 1000 MW and Kiru project 624 MW in Chenab Basin, JNK. Construction work at both the projects is progressing within the overall schedule. Further, PIB meeting of Kawar 540 MW has been held on 27 January 22, wherein go-ahead has been given, but the minutes are still awaited. Draft CCA note has been prepared and submitted. NHPC Business Development Team has been in talks with the Indian Embassy, Kathmandu, Nepal, and some of the government of the Nepal organization for development of the hydropower scheme. We have already signed an MOU with the HIDCL, a government company of Nepal, for development of hydropower jointly. I visited Nepal from 19th November to 22nd November 21 and met with the Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal and other key stakeholders. Honorable Prime Minister has shown keen interest in our activities and assured of his full support. Further, NHPC, by letter dated 2nd December 21, has submitted expression of interest to develop and finance two hydroelectric projects, Fukat Karnali 480 MW and Mugu Karnali 1902 MW hydroelectric projects in two phases to Honorable Minister Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, Nepal. Both Government of Nepal as well as Ministry of External Affairs has given positive signal in this regard, and we are marching ahead in getting a MOU signed between both the parties for implementation of this project, which will open a new chapter of cooperation between two countries in development of untapped hydropower potential of Nepal. I shared earlier that NHPC has been allotted the states of Telangana, Odisha and JNK for development of floating solar power projects under Ultra Mega Renewable Energy Power Park scheme of MNRE. MOU was signed with Odisha for 500 MW on 20th July 20. The project will be developed by a joint venture between NHPC and JETCOL. In principle, approval has been obtained from MNRE on 8th December 20 for setting up of 100 MW floating solar first phase in the Rengali River by proposed joint venture company under Solar Park scheme. Promoters agreement has been signed between NHPC and JETCOL on 4th January 22. Capacity of the project ranging from 100 MW to 300 MW and tendering of the same is in the process. NHPC has signed a letter of intent with Rajasthan Renewable Energy Corporation Limited for development of 10,000 MW renewable energy RE projects parks in the state of Rajasthan on 8 February 22. NHPC has backed 1,000 MW capacity solar power project at viability gap funding of rupees 44.90 lakhs per megawatt under CPSU scheme. Phase 2, Tranche 3 in the e-reverse auction conducted by the IREDA on 23rd September 21. Award of the EPC contract in the process. Draft PIB memo based on the CA weighted cost has been submitted to Ministry of Power on 11th February 2022. Power purchase agreement has been signed between NHPC and State Discom Lidico on 19th May 21 for 40 MW solar PV project in Ganjam district at a levelized tariff of rupees 2.75 per unit, which has been adopted by Odisha Electricity Regulatory Commission. Contract agreement for the EPC contract has also been signed with Messrs. Tata Power Solar System Limited on 14th September 21. The project is scheduled to be completed by 23rd May 2022. NHPC has annual capex plans of rupees 8,000 crore to 10,000 crore in the coming years, considering its project pipeline. NHPC is also process of creating two separate JVs, one for the development of the renewable energy, small hydro and green hydrogen project, other for a strategic business venture. As part of new technology initiative in green hydrogen, NHPC is planning to execute pilot projects on mobility in Kargil and Chamba and fuel cell pilot project in Leh. NHPC is also exploring develop pumped storage project in the state of Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Jharkhand and Karnataka. In this regard, NHPC and OHPCL Odisha are in advanced stage of discussion to develop 3 pumped storage projects totaling 1420 MW, Upper Indravati, Bali Mela and Upper Kolab in joint venture mode. Government of Andhra Pradesh has also responded positively for developing pumped storage project in the state. NREDC AP, New and Renewable Energy Development Company of Andhra Pradesh, has expressed its intent to form a joint venture with NHPC for development of 7 PSP schemes totaling 6,600 MW in Andhra Pradesh. These projects are Gandikota PSP 600 MW, Chitravati 500, Samosila 1200, Oak 800, Kurkutti 1200, Karivasta 1000 MW, Eravaram 1200 MW. In Jharkhand also, we are in advanced stage of talks for signing MOU with DBC for jointly implementing 1500 MW Laghu Pahar pump storage project on mutually agreed terms and conditions with equity participation in a JV company. In addition to above, we are also looking up development of half-river PSPs as well as creating PSP facilities at existing hydro projects. In this regard, our joint venture NHDC is taking up PFR study for half-river PSP location near Tekwa waterfall in Narmada River region in Madhya Pradesh, in vicinity of Indra Sagar Omkareshwar projects. Development of a probable PSP scheme near Indra Sagar power station is also under examination by NHDC. Apart from this, NHPC has carried out due diligence of various PSP schemes in the state of Kerala, that is 4 projects, 2000 MW, and Tamil Nadu 5 projects, 2550 MW. In nutshell, NHPC is expanding its profile for overall development of hydropower, solar and pump storage plant, and to achieve dream of being 50 gigawatt company within next 10 to 15 years. In this, we have 7,071 megawatt commission project, 5,999 megawatt under construction, 25,806 megawatt hydro project and 8,020 megawatt PSP under pipeline. Further, our solar project, we are actively working on 1,000 megawatt under CPSE scheme, 1,250 megawatt under tendering pending for tariff consent, 10,000 megawatt under solar park. As such, if you add total, we are right path of our dream. This is all from my side. Now I request Director of Finance, Sri Goyal, to discuss the financial results in detail.
Good afternoon, friends. I am going to share with you detailed quarterly and 9-monthly set of numbers with the detailed analysis. NHPC board has adopted 9-monthly financial results for the period ended 31st December 21 in its meeting held on 11th February 22, and the same has already been communicated to stock exchanges. Brief highlights of the financial results and important updates on the company are as under. During 9 months FY22, our power stations have achieved generation of 21,116 million units, vis-a-vis 21,262 million units generated in corresponding period of the previous year, which is almost flat. During third quarter FY22, our power stations have achieved generation of 3,961 million units, vis-a-vis 3,736 million units generated in corresponding period of the previous year, which is about 6% higher by 225 million units. Our PF for 9 months FY22 stands at 91.4% against the corresponding previous period of PF of 88.59%, which is about 3% higher. Our PF for third quarter FY22 stands at 84.48% against the corresponding previous period PF of 83.11%, which is about 2% higher. For 9 months FY22, company has earned revenue from operations of 6,858 crore as against rupees 7,165 crore in the corresponding previous period, which is about 4% lower. The decrease in revenue is mainly due to decrease in revenue from power trading business by rupees 172 crore and reduction in interest from beneficiaries by rupees 123 crore on account of finalization of tariff for tariff period 14-19 period in respect of TLP4 power station in FY2021. During Q3 FY22, company has earned revenue from operations of rupees 1,932 crore as against rupees 2,092 crore in the corresponding previous period, which is about 8% lower. The decrease in revenue is mainly due to decrease in secondary energy charges by rupees 34 crore and reduction in interest from beneficiaries by rupees 123 crore due to some same reason as explained above. Other income for 9 months FY22 is of the order of rupees 524 crore versus rupees 714 crore during the corresponding previous period, which is about 20% lower. This is mainly due to decrease in dividend income by rupees 201 crore, which is partly offset by increase in interest income by rupees 16 crore. Other income for Q3 FY22 is of the order of rupees 150 crore vis-a-vis rupees 202 crore during the corresponding previous period, which is about 26% lower. This is mainly due to decrease in late payment surcharge by rupees 111 crore, which is partly offset by increase in interest income and exchange rate variation gain. During 9 months FY22, the generation expenses have come down from rupees 723 crore to rupees 707 crore, that is by rupees 16 crore, which is mainly due to lower water sales on account of lower generation in JNK power stations. During Q3 FY22, the generation expenses have gone up from rupees 119 crore to rupees 129 crore, that is by rupees 10 crore, which is mainly due to higher water sales on account of higher generation in JNK power stations. During 9 months FY22, the employee cost has come down from rupees 1,048 crore to rupees 942 crore, resulting in saving of rupees 106 crore. The decrease is mainly due to superannuation of employees. During Q3 FY22, the employee cost has come down from rupees 378 crore to rupees 319 crore, that is by rupees 59 crore. The decrease is mainly due to superannuation of employees. During 9 months FY22, there has been decrease in the finance cost from rupees 435 crore to rupees 399 crore, that is rupees 36 crore, which is mainly due to change in rate of interest by rupees 14 crore and decrease due to repayment of loans by rupees 25 crore. During Q3 FY22, there has been decrease in finance cost from rupees 141 crore to rupees 130 crore, that is by rupees 11 crore, which is mainly due to change in rate of interest by rupees 6 crore and decrease due to repayment of loans by rupees 8 crore. During 9 months FY22, the depreciation and amortization expenses have come down from rupees 998 crore to rupees 846 crore, that is by rupees 152 crore. This is mainly due to completion of 2 years of life of Q3FY power station in FY2021 and adjustment of depreciation at TLP3 power station in current period accounted as finance lease. During Q3 FY22, the depreciation amortization expenses has come down from rupees 335 crore to rupees 287 crore, that is by rupees 48 crore. This is mainly due to the completion of 2 years of life of Q3FY power station in FY2021 and adjustment of depreciation at TLP3 power station in current quarter accounted as finance lease. During 9 months FY22, other expenses have come down from rupees 1,009 crore to 899 crore, resulting in saving of rupees 110 crore. This is mainly due to decrease in provision against survey and investigation expenses in respect of Tawang project provided in previous period, and other R&M security expenses etc. have been flat. During Q3 FY22, other expenses have come down from rupees 416 crore to 304 crore, that is by rupees 112 crore due to the same reason as explained above. During 9 months FY22, no exceptional item has been reported. During the corresponding previous period of 9 months, an exceptional item of 185 crore on account of one-time COVID rebate was passed on to beneficiaries due to impact of COVID-19. During 9 months FY22, we have earned PAT of 2,978 crore vis-a-vis rupees 2,829 crore of corresponding previous period, which is up by rupees 140 crore. That is approximately 5%. And the reasons for increase in the line items we have just discussed in the foregoing paragraphs. During Q3 FY22, we have earned PAT of rupees 761 crore vis-a-vis rupees 808 crore of corresponding previous period, which is down by rupees 47 crore. And the reasons for increase in the line items we have just discussed in the foregoing paragraph. During 9 months FY22, the incentive position is as under. Secondary energy. We have earned secondary energy of rupees 14 crore in the current 9 months period against the 70 crore we earned in corresponding previous period. It is resulting in decrease by 56 crore. PF based incentive, we have earned 402 crore during current 9 months period against the 360 crore we earned in current 9 months, resulting in increase by 42 crore. Deviation charges, we have earned deviation charges of rupees 129 crore during current 9 months period as against 119 crore we earned in corresponding previous period, increase by 10 crore. During Q3 FY22, the incentive position is as under. Secondary energy, this is 14 crore against 47 crore we earned in corresponding previous quarter, resulting in decrease by rupees 34 crore. PF based incentive, we earned PF based incentive of 89 crore in current third quarter of FY22 as against 75 crore we earned in corresponding previous quarter, resulting in increase by 14 crore. Deviation charges 44 crore as against 39 crore we earned in corresponding previous quarter, and we have earned this is increase of by 5 crore. Capex during 9 months of FY22 is rupees 3,906 crore as against rupees 2,268 crore we achieved in corresponding period of previous years. The Board of Directors has declared and approved the payment of interim dividend at the rate of 13.1%, that is rupees 1.31 per equity shares on the face value of paid up equity shares of rupees 10 each for the financial year 21-22 against 12.5%, that is rupees 1.25 per equity share in financial year 2020-21. The board has fixed Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022 as record date for ascertaining eligibility of shareholders for payment of interim dividend. The anticipated cost of Part 2 project is rupees 9,898 crore, out of which we have already spent rupees 9,358 crore till December 2021. The estimated levelized tariff based on the anticipated cost of the project is rupees 5.58 per unit. The revised cost of Subansiri Lower project now stands at rupees 19,992 crore, out of which we have already incurred rupees 14,738 crore till December 2021. The estimated levelized tariff based on the anticipated cost is rupees 5 per unit. Other major highlights of the company are as under. On realization front, NHPC has received rupees 7,149 crore from the beneficiaries against sale of energy during 9 months FY22 as compared to rupees 6,991 crore in the corresponding period of previous year. Trade receivables as on 31st December 2021 stands at rupees 3,257 crore as against rupees 3,206 crore as on 31st March 21. The major receivables are as under: J&K 1,270 crore, out of which for more than 45 days is 1,144 crore. UPPCL UP 674 crore and outstanding for more than 45 days is 0. West Bengal FCT Development Corporation 665 crore, more than 45 days outstanding are 64 crore. Punjab 249 crore, more than 45 days are only 2 crore. Jodhpur Vidyut Vitran Nigam Limited, Rajasthan 62 crore total outstanding dues, out of which for more than 45 days it is 54 crore, and rest others 337 crore, out of which more than 45 days are only 40 crore. In addition, an amount of rupees 63 crore is receivable on account of surcharge, detail of which is J&K rupees 50 crore, Tamil Nadu 9 crore and Punjab 2 crore. However, considering the bill discounting during the year, the trade receivables as on 31st December 2021 is rupees 1,864 crore only, against the receivables as per books of rupees 3,257 crore as mentioned by me in earlier lines. Trade receivables as on 10th February 2022 after considering bill discounting stand rupees 1,571 crore only. The major receivables after considering bill discounting as on 10th February 2022 are as under: J&K 1,096 crore, out of which more than 45 days are 959 crore. UPPCL UP 114 crore, more than 45 days 0. Punjab 69 crore, more than 45 days 3 crore. West Bengal 55 crore, more than 45 days only 1 crore. Haryana 42 crore, more than 45 days 0. Others 201, more than 45 days 27 crore. This is all from our side. Now the forum is open for question and answers. There is one positive news for our investors community. First time our receivables for more than 45 days is less than rupees 1,000 crore. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. So my first question is on the Subansiri and Parbati 2 commissioning date. So as far as presentation just shared on the website, it says Q2 FY24 for Subansiri and Q4 for Parbati 2. Are we on a schedule to miss this to meet the deadlines?
Yeah, as far as Subansiri is concerned, I already told we are putting our best efforts and working also going in full swing. And to your information, almost 7,500 workforce is working around the clock, and we set a target for commissioning of 2 units by August 22, and the balance unit one by one by August 23. So this is our date, and on this date we are working and very hopeful we'll be able to do it, unless otherwise there are some issues in the local area. Like we have faced earlier due to the COVID, some delays were there, but we are very hopeful the way the things are going in Subansiri. As far as the Parvati 2 is concerned, our programs are going extremely well from the both the ends. But you know, the tunnel is very high reaches of Himalaya and the cover is more than 1200 to 1500 meters snowbound area, and at one location huge quantity of water, that is around 10,000 to 12,000 liters per minute, came in the tunnel, and it was on the reverse direction. It cannot flow through the gravity. The tunnel was flooded for some time, and we started treatment, the best treatment we can do with our experience and competence in the tunneling. We finally did it, got success, and now that has been start moving from both the side now, from the TBM side to this side also. 900-meter tunneling is balanced, and it all hoping to go through is fast. Because earlier I can say you, we have been able to do around 170 to 180 meter tunneling per month. So we are trying our best for those things only, but surprises are not in our control. So hope that once it is not there in the balanced tunneling, which we feel, we'll be able to complete by March 23 next year.
And so what is the status of Tista 6?
Tista 6, all the packages have been awarded, and the work in powerhouse, barrage, headers tunnel, hydromechanical work all has started. And earlier some issues are there with the COVID restrictions, but now that has also been lifted, and all the agency has been fully mobilized. The work is going on, full swing there also.
And sir, out to this Ratley and Dibang, I think both of these should start construction from FY24 onward, FY23 onward?
The Ratley has already been awarded. Anyway, today I have the meeting with their vice president. They come to my office, and they have started mobilizing the equipment also. They are starting the diversion tunnel work immediately. And Ratley has already physically started the ground, number one. Number two, for the Dibang project, the land issue was a very big issue that has been resolved with the help of ministry, locals, as well as the state government. And we have already acquired more than 85% of the land, and 100% of the land where our structures are coming. So land issue has been resolved. We have already forwarded the PIB. PIB is under consideration in the Ministry of Finance, Niti Aayog, and hopefully very soon I will get a date for the meeting. Number one. Number two, since we have already opened a tender for the diversion tunnel, which requires at least 3 years' time to mobilize and complete the diversion tunnel, and the tender has been received. Board has taken a decision to award the tender also, and once the CCA is clear. So we are very hopeful. Even if something happens fast, we can award in that by end of the March also, this year only. Otherwise, April definitely will be able to award the Dibang project physically on the ground.
And which are the projects which will move to the tendering stage in the next fiscal year, sir? Apart from
for the tendering stage, Dugar we have already floated 500 megawatt. Savla Port, our tender is ready. We are supposed to float last week only, but some discussion was taking place. Can we go for some change in the methodology of the trending QCBS tender that has discussed in the board. We are working on it. If everybody find okay, so we can experiment with the new thing that we get a good contractor's price, maybe around our estimate only, and get the work. So we are just will be working for a week time. Otherwise, this way or that way, we are going to float the tender out. This Saval Port also, 856 megawatt. And for other clearances and the pipeline, at the same time, we are making the cost estimate, other things also. So everything going in parallel for other hydroelectric projects. But the three projects I told, Dibang, Savla Port, and Dugar. This Dibang is going to award soon, and the Savla Port and Dugar we have planned to award in next financial year.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir, and all the best. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Aniket Mittal from SBI Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. The first question was just on Parvati 2. to understand because the execution on that has been a bit slower than what we were anticipating. So this water flooding issue has all of that been now resolved? Has dewatering within the terminal been completed, and what is the current pace of excavation within that tunnel?
Actually, current phase from the one side that the tunnel boring machine is going on, and this area we have treated everything. Since next another 10-15 meters, we are finding some shear zone. So some collapses are being seen, but the water is not coming from the face. So it is easier to treat them, and our team is working around the clock there also. So once the 8 to 10 meters, say, may take another 4 or 5 days, we'll be further moving with full speed, and hopefully if we have been doing the progress of say 100 meter plus, we'll be able to do from this side also. So now everything has been cleared there, and now we are going for the better progress now.
Okay, so we by the end of this month we expect to go back to the 100 meter plus excavation. And just to get a clarity further,
not from the end of this month, hopefully from the next month, because this month another say 10-12 days balance, we will be treating this area because some crown is fine, one left side also okay, right side from which we are moving in the tunnel, that some shear zones are there. Shear zone is a fracture zone, some collapses are happening because you know that there is a cover of around 1200 to 1500 meters, so some geological issues there, and we are treating carefully and moving forward.
Sir, that's very helpful. Just to understand a bit more, so apart from the, let's say, headrest tunneling work, and I think subsequently in overt lining work also, are there any other components that are remaining on the hydromechanical front or for the completion of the project is what I'm trying to understand. If you could just maybe provide a bit more granularity in terms of how do we see it executing over March 2018, and that would be helpful.
Actually, after this, we have only this lining work. Lining work from where the TVM is going on, we are already doing the lining parallelly. So from the TVM side, it is not an issue. This side also we have done a lot of more than 2.2 kilometers of the lining. And we have designed some special type of shuttering to achieve the target 500 to 600 meter lining in a month. So once the tunnel is over, we are hoping that by increasing some resources, we'll be able to do it once the excavation is completed. And as far as the hydromechanical work is concerned, there is no hydromechanical work in the headrest tunnel. All the dam and hydromechanical work has been completed. And you know, we already generating power from Parvati 2. This time also almost around say 340 million units we have generated, and we set a target of 350. So definitely will cross that target also. Generation is already going on from the Parvati 2. Once the tunnel lining is completed, we have to simply plug the edits. So no extra work beyond this scope is required to be done for the commissioning, a full commissioning of the project.
Sir, that's very helpful. And just on Dabang, because I think the only sticking point here was the land issue, which I think has got resolved. And I think we're on track now to actually start construction of the project as well. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but so given this is such a large project, how could you help us with what are the capex numbers that you're looking for Dabang for the next couple of years and the commissioning timelines for that?
The total construction schedule of the Dabang is 9.5 years. It's a very big project, and I have a huge quantity of concreting. So we'll start with this diversion tunnel. We have already invited tender for the foreign consultant that has already come. It is under evaluation stage. Hopefully, we are going to finalize very soon, and that the consultants will design for our dam, and they plan for the equipment also and the monitoring also. So that offer we have already taken and going to finalize it. In the meantime, we are already tendered this hydromechanical and other things, the powerhouse, civil work, E&M packages. The tender has been floated and the discussions are going on. So by the time our diversion tunnel is completed to take the work in that area, we'll be able to award all these packages. It requires around say 9.5 years, and we say capacity around say 30,000 crores. So in almost 3,000 crore capacity required per year, so there is no issue for us to meet out the capacity requirement of the Devang.
All right. Okay. And just one last question. I think there are a number of renewable projects that you are looking to do on a books itself. If you could just help me, for how many of our renewable projects have we signed the PPA and ordered the EPC contractors, and that would be helpful.
Actually, we have signed one PPA for 40 megawatt in case of Odisha. Then again, the 65 megawatt with the joint venture out of Bundelkhand Solar Urja Limited in UP, and consent for 1000 megawatt at the rate of ₹2.45 is already there with us. So they will get the approval from the PIB and CCA. We will be awarding this 1000 megawatt in the capex mode. Then we have already gone the trading mode for 2000 megawatt. That work is going on. So this is all about at the present. We can say we are already got the work. For the balance, we are have tender, but we are considering how to get the PPA by reducing some tariff. That license going on. And since we are signing some new projects also in the other places in Odisha and Rajasthan, so we'll be working on that. It is under the pipeline. We're giving the due diligence and getting the PPA with our margin of profit on equity. We'll proceed. It is going on in that direction only.
Sure. Thank you so much for taking my question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. Participants who wish to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. We have the next question from the line of Dhruv from HDFC AMC. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So one clarification, you mentioned in Parbati, the project run rate, the tunneling run rate will reach 170, 180 by end of next month, right?
Yeah, we'll try. Because we hope that this geology will be better because we have done some testing of that it's called TSP. With that, we are finding that that area there is no water. If the water is not there, the rock is good. We have achieved this much progress before July, so we're hoping that we'll get the same type of progress.
Mm-hmm. Got it, sir. And so the second question was on Dibang. So the project is about 10 years and 30,000 crores odd project. So, I mean, is this project in phases, for example, of the overall size part will be completed in, say, 5 years, then the remaining part in 5 years? I'm trying to understand when does the regulated equity start earning you income? Will it be only after 10 years or are there some stages between them?
It will be capitalized only after full commissioning. There will be a difference of 1 month, 1.5 months in between each unit. So total commissioning will be during last 1 year.
Got it. Sure, sir. So, and will there be some government support in this project because it's a massive project and given it's a 10-year gestation period, assuming generally hydro projects take even longer, so more than 10 years, and the IRR in this project will be a bit lower otherwise. So I'm just trying to understand, are there a lot of government support in this project?
We will get more than 7,000 crore for this flood control, flood moderation. That is a multi-purpose project. It is going to reduce a lot of flood in the downstream area in Assam and Arunachal. So we are getting around 7,000 crore as a grant against this project from the Government of India.
In addition to that, around rupees 5,000 crore will be received by us for infrastructure development. Say road, 560 crore for roads and bridges on the way.
Good. So 7,000 crores from flood protection, about 500 to 600 crores for infra development.
Yes, sir.
And so this is this over and above 30,000 or this is included in 30,000?
Included. That is within the project cost only.
Got it. So that way, so a lot of the money will be effectively funded by a decent portion will be funded by the government, and that way your equity portion will be a bit lower. I mean, your equity will not be as locked as what we are.
No.
Got it. And so just one last thing is on the cost. If you see your employee cost has come down well, and your other expenses are also on a YY basis flat for 9-month basis. if I understand correctly, you might be getting an incremental in your O&M charges from the regulator as per the regulatory norms on an annual basis, but your cost has not increased. So is that fair to understand that this is now contributing positively to our earnings?
Yes.
And do you think this can continue even next year? And I mean, I'm just wondering, is there some one-off which will, reverse in the next year, we should be aware of?
Yes, actually our employee cost is going down due to retirement of our employees. Now, and the O&M charges have already been fixed by the CRC for next 5 years, 1924 period. So it will be contributing positive side.
Got it. So is it possible to share what would be our O&M under recovery now based on what the normative is and what actual is? Say, for example, approximately for the clear FY22?
As of now, there is no under recovery as such. We are within our O&M charges allowed by the CRC.
Okay. So there is no O&M under recovery now?
No.
Perfect, sir. Great, sir. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Rohit Natarajan from Antique Stock Broking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. So my first question is on the capital expenditure. The annual capital expenditure for FY22, we were looking at some close to 9,000 odd number. Against that number, what exactly is the capital expenditure incurred till date?
Actually, we have kept around, say, 8,500 crores. And considering that we'll be able to do some solar work also. Some CPEC scheme are there, but it is delayed by the Government of India, MNRE. And some project was taken from the capex from our side also. We couldn't materialize. Around 2,700 crore we keep for the solar project and balance for the hydropower project. So again, the hydropower we already spent around 3,900 crore, and we anticipate another 1,500 crore by end of the March. So you can say around the 5,500 crore will be spending on the capex this year, which is already 3,900 is the highest ever. So we are doing the good capex during this financial year, and almost same we are planning for the next year also.
Sure. And my second question is on the solar front. We already have a subsidiary formed. What is the cumulative equity requirement for the next, let's assume, for the existing portfolio and as well as FY23? What will be the equity entailed only for the solar project, and what is the module cost? Is it favorable for you? Is there any glitches that you see across?
Actually, we are funding a solar project also in the ratio of 70-30. Since we are in advanced stage of working on 1,000 CPC scheme project, so there will be requirement of around 2,000 crore of equity, 1,800 to 2,000 crore for this project. So you can say if a project of 100 megawatt is taken, total investment will be around 600 crore. Out of that, 200 crore will be from equity.
Okay. Sir, finally on the J&K receivables part, I mean, that number, if I recollect your opening remarks correctly, that also has come down, right?
Yes.
What is that revised number looking like for receivables over 45 days?
Just a minute. This is 1,096 crore as on date.
Sure, sir. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Aniket Mittal from SBI Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity once again. Just one question on the quarterly numbers. So, if I look at your reported PAT, I think last year's PAT number we've seen a very large one-off related to the TLDP4 order. Right?
Yes, sir.
And if I adjust for that, then we are seeing a very strong growth in the reported PAT number. So, if you could just highlight, are there any one-offs in this quarter, and what is driving the PAT growth over here?
When we are comparing apple to apple,
as against the 458 crore, 790 crore paid reported during Q3 of last year. We have reported this year 750 crore. On making apple-to-apple comparison, it is coming 545 crore for the current quarter as against 458 crore during the last year's corresponding quarter. So there are three major adjustments in last year's Q3 quarter. 322 crore on account of earlier sales pertaining to TLB4, 142 crore on account of interest income on late notification of tariff, and one addition on account of Tawang project. During third quarter of last year, we had provided Tawang project costing rupees 134 crore. So this expenditure is not there in current quarter. During current year's quarter, we have, if we make two adjustments, then it is coming 545 crore. One adjustment is on account of recognition of revenue on account of increase in security expenses by 96 crore and made credit adjustment on account of made recognition by rupees 1,456 crore. And corresponding decrease in RDA due to made credit 1,343 crore. So made credit is given 113 crore paid additionally this quarter, current year's third quarter.
So even let's say if I were to adjust for that, right, adjust for these one-offs that you've talked, we're still seeing almost a 22% growth on the adjusted PAT number on a YOY basis. So is there some efficiency, something that's driving this number?
Actually, we are having better generation during current year's third quarter, and it is giving 19% increase on apple-to-apple comparison.
So 19% increase on better generation.
Including better generation and lower expenditure, quantum expenditure towards employee cost and other expenses.
Okay. Just to follow up on that, so I think last year we had gotten an order for TLDP4, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in.
Yes.
Sorry, that was in 3Q only. All right. So that's encountered there in 3Q. So
yes.
So does that one-off in this quarter include any recurring benefits from TLDP4, which is not there in the adjusted number of last quarter?
We are adding recurring income of 100 crore around on account of TLDP4 on year-to-year basis.
Okay.
In comparison to earlier order.
Okay. Fair. Thank you. That's it from me.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Prashant Shivsagar from Univit Corporate Research Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Most of my questions have been answered. There's just one query. In your presentation, you had mentioned about the projects awarded in the Subansiri Basin. Can you just elaborate on that, whether you have got it fresh projects, or is it that you have got some projects from which were earlier allotted to private sector players, and which players they were allotted, and where you have got the projects from?
Actually, the projects were allotted to private companies, and now.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the management line disconnected. Please stay connected. We will join the management shortly.
The private.
We have the management connected.
Hello.
Can I speak now?
Yes, sir. You may go ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, these projects were earlier allotted to the private companies. Since they were not doing any work, the government had taken decision in consultation with the state government. These projects need to be given to PSU like NHPC and some project with other PSUs. So we have been given 3 projects. Say one is 2000 megawatt Subansiri, then another is 1800 megawatt, then lower Siang 2700 megawatt. So some of them were allotted to earlier Jindal, then Jai Prakash, and other one is KSK. So we have to go for the due diligence, and the total money need to be paid back to this company with the consultation with the NHPC and the ministry. And ministry make a group of people headed by Chairman Power Finance Corporation who will look into the matter. And before that, we have to get it examined through some consultant. So one E and Y has already done for one project. For the balance 2 projects, we are just floating a tender from the big 4. They will evaluate how much expenditure they have made, how much is needed to be paid, and what are the things. And then will pay the amount back to them after the ministry take a call. So we are working on all these 3 projects now. We have already deputed our team also. We posted our officers also at Itanagar and the other projects. They are working with the local people, government, and taking the document from the already project allotted to private companies.
Sir, just to understand it in a better manner, so you have been allotted 3 projects, you said. That is, one is Upper Subansiri, one is Middle Subansiri,
yeah,
and the third one, which I didn't get the name, sir.
It is a Lower Siang. And then one more project that is basically largest project of the country. It will happen the day it comes. Almost 10,000 to 11,000 megawatt single stage Siang project. So in Siang, around 10% value JV partner will be the NIFCO, because they have the local influence over there, and 90% from our side. It is all tentative, and since it is the meeting will be taken at the highest level, when the PMO Niti Aayog, so we have to implement this project cautiously with discussion of the local people. So that is one more project of 10,000 megawatt, where we started making the papers and doing whatever that we can do.
Sir, this Upper Subansiri project was allotted to which company, which you'll be getting?
KSK. It is KSK, someone from Hyderabad.
Yeah, and Middle Subansiri was allotted
from the Jindal.
Jindal, okay. And that is Middle Subansiri is 1800 or Upper Subansiri is 1800 megawatts?
Upper is 2000, middle 1800, and the lower is 2700.
27.
For Siang.
Oh, for Siang, na? You said. Yeah. And so the last question is the Dibang project which you have. It's in the lower Dibang Valley, if I understand it correctly.
Yeah.
And so the Dibang basin has not gone to you, or now the ministry is thinking of giving the entire basin to one company, like you have got Subansiri, the entire basin. That way, Dibang is
actually
the logic behind that. Then
logic is that we see the Dibang project is already 2880 megawatt. 32,000 crore investment is there, and see for all these 3 projects, very big project, all totaling it go around say more than 5,000 megawatt. 5,000 megawatt means today the value of per megawatt is coming around say 10,000, almost 50,000 crores. So it's Subansiri they have given us. Dibang, the other project coming Italian, so that they have given to another PSU, because they also want some business that doesn't have any business. And ultimately, it will go to the companies who really perform the ground. It doesn't mean the allotment in the paper is fine, but the company has to perform. So our competence is there to perform. So once we are able to do it and nobody else do it, a lot of potential is there in the Arunachal. So definitely some project further will come to us. So we should not worry about the size of the number of projects, size and the number of the projects.
I'm talking of from the logic point of view, the basin was not entirely given to you for Dibang. That was my question, sir.
That is the only reason.
In terms of granting the entire basin. So.
Yeah, that is the only reason, because they doesn't have the business, because 3-4 basins are there. One has been given to TSDC, another is given to NIFCO. Subansiri, already we are working with NHPC. So there is no fifth basin where Satluj can go. So Satluj has been given on project in that area also.
Yeah, okay. And
Mr. Prashant, due to time constraint, that would be the last question.
I'll give last question. Sir, earlier the thinking was the Siang project would be abandoned by the ministry. So now it is going to be get revived seriously because there are some logistics issues in that area. That's the reason I'm asking this.
You are very correct that really it was abandoned for some time. But you know, China is making a very big dam of the river, Siam. And the ministry is very serious, rather PMO and the NITI Aayog, to develop the project. And the consent from the chief minister and the state officials are very given to the government also. They are very positive, and the mood of the people are also changing. That is the reason we are moving slowly. And even today also, very important leader from that area has come to meet me, and they are welcoming us in Siang Valley. So talks are going on, but it's slowly, so that we have to convince the people, because two towns are going to be submerged in that big size reservoir. It is around, say, more than 300 meter high dam, and almost 9.4 BCM. 9.2 BCM. The storage will be there. That is a big project. So we are going, and the government is very keen to develop. Even today also, there are meeting going on with the NSA in the NITI Aayog.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that was my.
Thank you. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Rupesh Sankhe for closing comments.
Yeah, thank you. Also, we thank Mr. A.K. Singh and the entire management of NHPC for giving us an opportunity to host this call. And we also thank all the investors and analysts for joining this call. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Elara Securities Private Limited, that concludes the conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.